Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, Yasha'Allah, shalom, family. All praises to Yahweh, Shema Mashiach, H.O.I. Kwam Yasha'Allah. We still got next. Hallelujah. All that good stuff, Israel, Yasha'Allah, shalom. All right, so tonight, H.O.I Kadash Rak, H.O.I Hanukkah, Happy New Moon, 10th month, Happy Hanukkah, 6th day, as of evening, or 5th day, if you started on Sunday, sundown, 5th day, if you started on Saturday, sundown, if you started on Saturday, sundown, 6th day, all right? So, Shalom, family. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Give me a con 777 if y'all can hear me good. Give me a con 777 if y'all can hear me good. So once again, H.O.I Kadash Rak and H.O.I Hanukkah. All right. Happy New Moon. Shalom. What up, Shem? Shem, can you hear me good? Tribe of Judah, can you hear me good? Shalom, y'all. Everybody that's coming on. I know it's kind of late, especially on the East Coast. But all praise to Yahweh, Shema Mashiach, Yahushua, forever and ever. Amen. Kwame Shalom. So, Shalom, everybody. Once again, H.O.I Kadash Rak, H.O.I Hanukkah. Tonight is a double celebration. It's the new moon, 10th month. December Dek, meaning 10, and it's the Hanukkah 6th day. It's the 6th day of Hanukkah as of sundown tonight, or Feast of Dedication, 6th day of Feast of Dedication. So Shalom, everybody. We're just going to touch on a few things prophetically that's going on in the world, of course, and we're going to touch on a few new moon scripts and Hanukkah scripts, all right? Short and quick, lesson to the point. So, again, tonight's topic is Happy New Moon, 10th month, Happy Hanukkah, 6th day, and 'tis the season of judgment and prophecy. All right, 'tis the season of judgment and prophecy. There's a lot going on in the earth, but we're just going to touch on a few things that I've recently seen in the news to let you know. It don't matter what's going on in the world. The Most High is always bringing his hand of judgment. The Most High is always bringing his hand of judgment upon this earth. All right. So, without further ado, what's coming up? All right. They got this major storm coming up. All right. I call it the holiday storm season. All right. They got this major storm coming up, and they're predicting that this storm is going to cripple the holiday travel. All right, it's going to cripple the holiday travel season, this storm that's coming up, you know. So that's the time we living in, you know. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Check this out, what CNN is saying, CNN.com. All right, it says, once in a generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. All right, by Aya Alamarusi and Jennifer Gray, CNN updated 7:22 a.m. Eastern, Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. I'm going to just show it to y'all here on the tablet. All right, this winter storm is coming. All right, it's coming because the Most High is bringing it. All right, see that? If y'all can see, I know it's kind of bright, y'all. All right, can't see it up there. All right, it's kind of bright. But anyway, it says, y'all know I'm old school with it. It says, once in a generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. All right, so we're going to read a little bit of this article of what it's saying here. A major winter storm and cold blast will impact nearly every state and bring what the National Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation type event. See, that's why people always say, well, how you know you're in the last days? How you know this and that and a third? Because you got to understand something. A lot of things that's happening is once-in-a-lifetime events or events that never really took place. Right? Like they tell you about some of the storms and different things that happened in the recent years has never really taken place in history. All right? With the animals being affected in the ocean, you know, the birds falling out of the sky, all kinds of things that's happening with nature and storms that has never happened in the history of mankind. So once again, CNN.com, Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, a major winter storm and cold blast will impact nearly every state and bring what the National Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation type event that will cripple travel on some of the busiest travel days of the year. Now, I want y'all to keep that in mind. When it says cripple travel on one of the busiest travel days, on some of the busiest travel days of the year, I want y'all to keep that in mind. The strengthening storm will bring more than a foot of snow and possible blizzard conditions to the Midwest as the Weather Service warns of life-threatening wind chills for millions. More than 90 million people are under winter weather alerts, and more than 87 million are under wind chill alerts. The alerts stretch across 37 states, dipping as far south as the Texas-Mexico border. Do you know, I believe today they said that it was 2 degrees in Dallas, Texas, or something like that, or 6 degrees something. And Dallas is normally hot as hell even during the winter months, but everywhere gets a little bit cold during the winter months, you know, everywhere. Even some of the most hottest places, they get cold at night. But it says dipping as far south as the Texas-Mexico border. That's how crazy this storm is about to be in these next couple of days. So what did the Most High say concerning that? Let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to Psalms 148 and verse 8. Psalms 148 and verse 8. And it reads thus and so. Well, I'm going to start at 1. Psalms of 148 and 1. Praise ye Yahweh. Praise ye the Lord from the heavens. Praise him in the heights. So everything in the earth and universe praises the Most High. All right. Reading on verse 8. It says, fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy wind fulfilling his word. So what did we just read? The strengthening storm will bring more than a foot of snow and possible blizzard conditions to the Midwest. All right. That's what it's saying on CNN.com on a weather report. So what did we just read? Stormy wind fulfilling his word. The strengthening storm will bring more than a foot of snow and possible blizzard conditions to the Midwest as the Weather Service warns of the life-threatening wind chills for millions, right? See that? So the Most High is bringing this storm on this earth. Now let's go to Psalms 83. All right? Let's go to Psalms 83. The Most High is bringing this storm to cripple your holiday season. All right? Your so-called Christmas pagan holiday season that all you care about is money anyway. All right? This is Psalms 83. And we're going to start at 14. Psalms 83, and we're going to start at 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 1, then I'm going to jump to 8. And I'm going to start at 1, jump to 6, and then jump down. Y'all can really read the whole psalm on your own. Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So the reason why the Most High bring these storms, wrath, destruction, punishment, flood, snow, ice, freezing winds, because what? That's for judgment. And keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that the Most High can use the weather for judgment, because I'm going to read something very important later. All right? I'm going to jump down. It says, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes. So as you read down, the Most High, he names all the nations. The Most High names all the nations that have come up against Israel. And he said it. Asaph is praying that the Most High get these nations back for what they have done on the earth and what they have done to his chosen people. So reading on, I'm going to jump down to verse 14. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. So that's what's coming, all right? The Most High said the threatening storm will bring more than a foot of snow and possible blizzard conditions to the Midwest, as the Weather Service warns of life-threatening wind chills for millions. Didn't we just read stormy winds fulfilling his word? Are we reading now? So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. That's what the Most High is about to do. Right? The title of the article says, again, a once-in-a-generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. All right, CNN.com, Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. And the article was even updated at 7:22 a.m. All right, today is 12/22/22. All right, if you deal with numerology on a certain level in righteousness, not no bugged out spookism and satanic numerology, but the Most High lines up numbers also. All right, so it says this storm bringing in below 0 degrees wind chill factors is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime generational thing. It says the number of people under winter alerts and wind chill alerts has grown to over 100 million people, or roughly a third of the U.S. population, according to the National Weather Service. The cold will stick around for Christmas weekend, making this the coldest Christmas in roughly 40 years for portions of the plains and Midwest. Live updates on the winter storm for Thursday. Storm timeline, Wednesday. The storm will strengthen over the northern plains through the day as heavy snow falls across much of the Rockies, the northern plains, and into the Midwest. Slick roads will lead to travel headaches and airport delays through places like Minneapolis, Omaha, and Rapid City. The system will bring 5 to 9 inches of light flurry snow across the region, with the highest amounts of just north and west of the Twin Cities and the Weather Service office in Twin Cities. While snow will steadily fall across the region, the high winds won't kick in until Thursday. So this thing is getting serious. Today is Thursday, the 22nd, and you're talking about 2 to 3 days before so-called Christmas. So the Most High is jacking up your holiday season. All right, your biggest holiday of the year, or one of the biggest, the Most High is jacking it up. All right, that's the Lord doing that, right? So let's go from there. We're going to read Psalms 83:15 again. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So let's go to Isaiah now. Isaiah 28:2. See, the Most High ain't playing, man. All right, the Most High is not playing, right? Isaiah 28:2, and it reads what? Behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one. So the Most High said he has a mighty and strong one, right? This storm, they're claiming that it's going to be a once-in-a-generation event. All right, we don't know what this thing going to look like come Sunday or Monday. All right, because the Most High going to make it stretch through the weekend with the snow, then the ice, then the freezing cold, then the winds. We don't know how this thing going to jack this weekend up. And it's during our Hanukkah season also. So while we're celebrating in certain states, we don't have to deal with this crazy weather. The Most High is jacking it up in other parts of the country and the world. All right, it says, which as a tempest of hell and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Now remember, once the temperatures go back up, all that snow has to melt. And that can cause floods. Remember, snow is nothing but precipitation also. It's like frozen rain. So it's still water. So all them piles of snow, if they don't clear it out in a certain time, and the weather just flips and get warm, all that snow has to melt, which causes floods. So this is the Lord's doing, man. The Lord ain't playing. All right. Let's go to Sirach and the Apocrypha. Sirach 39. and 28. All right. All right. Yeah. Sirach 39. And I'm going to get right to the point. 29. It says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So in the midst of the snow, the Most High can also bring the hell. He can bring freezing rain. He can make it snow, then rain, then make it freeze again and make what they call black ice, where everything becomes slippery and you got pileups on the road and all that. That's the Lord doing that. So understand that we live in a serious time and the Most High is bringing judgment on the earth. These are the current events. 'Tis the season of judgment and prophecy in the earth. All right, now we're going to go to Job 38 and we're going to start at 22. Job chapter 38 and verse 22. Check this out. All right, so the Most High ain't playing, man. All right, check this out in Job. Job 38 and 22. All right, so the Most High, he's letting you know he brings the snow on the earth. It's by his power. All right, everything is by the power of the Most High. Now check this out. Job 38 and 22. And it reads, hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow? Or hast thou seen the treasures of the hell? All right, so Job 38, 22, you can link up with Sirach 39, 29. Because the Most High said fire and hell. All right, and just like he did during the 10 plagues in Exodus. Remember the Most High brought hail, snowstorms, all that amongst Egypt. And he can do the same thing. Remember the fire was in the water in Egypt. So the Most High said right here, fire and hell. This is Job 38 and 22 again. Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow? Or hast thou seen the treasures of the hell? So link that up. Job 38, 22, Salakia. Job 38, 22 with Sirach 39, 29. All right. So reading on. Which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war. Don't you know the Lord is saying, listen, I can use the weather as a weapon of war. That's what the Lord is letting us know. During the time of Joshua. All right, you can read, let's get that real quick. Joshua, I think it is. Joshua, I think it's 10 and 11. Let me see if that's what I want. Joshua. Remember, the Most High can use the weather. He can use the weather, all right, as a weapon. All right, in a time of warfare and destruction. All right. Joshua, let me see what I want. Joshua 10 and 11. I think that's what it is, yeah. Joshua 10 and 11. Let's read that real quick. And it reads, and it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Beth-horon, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. And they Salakia, they were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. All right, let me read that again. See that the Most High can destroy our enemies with different. He don't even have to use the sword. All right, he can use the weather. All right, he can use. Let me see. All right, yeah, this was, let me read it again, Joshua 10 and 11. This was when we was warned with the Amorites and different heathen nations. All right, and the Most High destroyed and killed these nations. More, it said, more of them died from the hailstones than from the children of Israel slaying them. Joshua 10 and 11 again. And it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Beth-horon, that the Lord Yahweh cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Check that out. So the Most High can use the weather and nature as a weapon of war against our enemies. So let's see what's going to pan out this weekend with this major storm. All right, let's read on. Job 38 and 23 again. I'm going to start at 22 again to get the understanding. Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? By what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? So now the Lord is bragging about how he controls the forces of nature and how man cannot understand that. And man doesn't control these forces the Most High. I know the so-called white man got his harp and he got certain technology, but ultimately nothing's going to work unless it's the plan of the Most High. The so-called white man could use his harp machine and then the Lord don't allow it to work. So you got to understand that also, because Esau's hand, the Most High's hand is in Esau's hand. He does nothing without the Most High allowing it to happen. All right. Verse 25, who have divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth where no man is, on the wilderness wherein there is no man. The Most High said, look, I cause it to rain where man is not even there. And I still allow the earth and the grass and everything to grow green when man is not even tilling the earth. All right, 27, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth. The Lord said, look, I cause the rain to fall. So, of course, I cause the snow to fall. I cause the wind to blow. I cause the ice to appear. All right. Reading on, verse 28. Hath the rain a father, or who hath begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of heaven, who have gendered it? Like Esau got that term, black ice. Right, that's that ice you can't see. It blends in with the ground. All right, and that black ice is dangerous. That thing is no joke because you can't see it. Cars can't see it when they on the road. But the Lord said, out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of heaven, and who gendered it? The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. There you go. Black ice is in the scriptures. All right, the Lord said in verse 30, the waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. All right? So the Most High causes all that black ice, snow, wind, all that. That's all from the Most High. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. So this winter storm is coming. Now, we're going to go back to this article, CNN.com, and I'm going to read from the top again, and I'm going to link it up with something here. All right, now check this out. Check it out again. All right, it says, a once-in-a-generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. Now, I'm going to read the Nelson's Compact Bible Commentary, right? Nelson's Compact Bible Commentary. It gives you a verse-by-verse explanation from the biblical scholars of what the scriptures is speaking about. Even though the Most High give us the understanding, but sometimes it's good to use study tools. There's nothing wrong with it, because it goes along with what we understand already anyway. All right, this is the Compact Bible Commentary, Nelson's Compact Series, page 348, under Job 38. Let me say, yeah, this is page 348 under Job 38, 19 through 21. But I'm going to read the commentary for the verses that I just read. I'm going to read the commentary for verses 22 through 30. Now check this out. It says, by asking if Job understands the unpredictable weather phenomena, the Lord reveals that his designs are not centered on humanity alone. Though Yahweh, God, utilizes meteorological elements to intervene in human affairs. The Most High said he used meteorological elements to intervene in human affairs. What does this article say? A once-in-a-generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. So the Most High is letting you know what? Even the scholars know. They let you know what? That the Lord can use the weather to interfere with human affairs. like the so-called white man's pagan, man-made Christmas holiday, which is nothing but a bunch of philosophies put into one. All right. It says let me read on. It says he also uses them to limit the chaotic wilderness and sea that lie outside the human realm, meaning he controls nature. All right. He controls the seas. He controls the animals. He uses the weather as that also. All right. It says the graphic metaphor of the treasury for snow and hail portrays these elements as weapons in the arsenal of God. Right. Let me read 38, 22, and so you can't make this up. Job 38, 22, and 23. Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of battle, against the day, against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war. All right, let me read it again. It says, the graphic metaphor of the treasury for snow and hail portrays these elements as weapons in the arsenal of God. He uses hail as sling stones. See Joshua 10 and 11 that we read earlier. He prepares other weapons, including snow. See Psalm 68, 14. Thunderstorms, lightning, see verse 24, and winds, see 37 and 9. Frost of heaven, since frost is water vapor from the atmosphere that has condensed on cold surfaces, the word heaven may refer to the atmospheric heavens. All right, so let you know, the biblical scholars know that when the Most High talks about the weather in Job, he can use it as an arsenal and weapon of war. It says the weather, the meteorological elements can be used as a weapon to intervene with human affairs. A once-in-a-generation winter storm will impact nearly every state and cripple Christmas travel. All right, a major winter storm and cold blast will impact nearly every state and bring what the National Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation type event that will cripple travel on some of the busiest travel days of the year. The strengthening storm will bring more than a foot of snow and possible blizzard conditions to the Midwest as the Weather Service warns of life-threatening wind chills for millions. See that? So this is all of the Most High. This is all of his power. He does what he wants on the earth, and if he decides to shut down your holiday season, that's exactly what he's going to do. All right, let's get the book of Psalms. Let me see out of what. All right. Let me see what I want. Psalm 68, 14. It says, when an almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow in Salmon. So the Most High is just, he's just letting you know. Let me start at 12. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though you have lain among the pots, yet shall be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattereth kings in it, it was white as snow in Salmon. So the Most High is letting you know. He controls the weather. He uses the weather, the snow, as metaphors for kings of armies. All right. You can't read for me, Ak. You on we on a live. It's just best I read for myself. All right, but the point being, Salakia, the Most High uses these storms as weapons against mankind. And he's using it this year as a weapon against Esau's wicked Christmas pagan season. All right, so what else is going on in this earth? What else is going on in this earth? There was a surprise visit from the president of the Ukraine. All right, let's pull that up real quick. All right. And Russia is not really feeling that. Russia is not feeling that at all. All right, Russia is not feeling that at all. And he spoke about peace and You know, we ultimately want peace for, you know, the world, but what did the Most High say, you know? At the end of the day, what did the Most High say, you know? Let me pull up this article. Okay, yeah, there we go. This is the bbcnews.com for U.S. and Canada. 14 hours ago, so that was roughly earlier today, December 22nd, 2022. It says, Russia has strongly, let me read the article, the top. Ukraine war, Zelensky's visit shows neither Ukraine nor U.S. want peace, Russia says. So basically, Russia is saying they're antagonizing the war by, you know, him meeting up with Biden for this surprise visit, because they claim the visit was a surprise. He did a Christmas surprise or a December surprise. Y'all can look up October surprise. There was a I ain't gonna even give it away. Do your homework on it. There's something known as October surprise in the history. All right, when I'll touch on it real briefly, right? The October surprise, and that was by Senior Bush. All right, and then there was his son, Baby Bush. All right, tried to imitate it, but I'm gonna read it right here. Here it is. It says October surprise. In U.S. political jargon, an October surprise is a news event that may influence the outcome of an upcoming November election, particularly one of the U.S. presidencies, whether deliberately planned or spontaneously occurring, because the date for national elections, as well as many state and local elections in early November, events that take place in October have greater potential to influence the decisions of prospective voters and allow less time to take remedial action. Thus, relatively last-minute news stories could either change the course of the election or reinforce the inevitable. The term October surprise was coined by William Casey when he served as campaign manager of Ronald Reagan's 1980 presidential campaign. However, there were October election upending events that predated the coming of the term. Let me look up the Bush one. Okay, Bush versus Clinton. All right, Slovakia. Right, it's so many of them. All right, there's they got Bush versus Clinton, they got Gore versus Bush, but one of the more famous October surprises was when Bush went over to Iraq, all right, and supposedly freed some U.S. servicemen or something to that effect. And then his son, Baby Bush, tried to imitate it, all right? But they got different so-called October surprises, all right, that they have throughout history. You can do your more research on it. But Zelensky did like a December surprise, because he made this surprise trip to the United States right before the election, all right? Right before the New Year. All right, so they got something up their sleeve for the new year. All right, it says, Ukraine war. Zelensky's visit shows neither Ukraine nor U.S. want peace, Russia says. Russia has strongly criticized the visit to Washington by Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky, accusing the U.S. of fighting an indirect war against it. In other words, Russia is saying that the United States is fighting a proxy war against them. War by proxy. That means when you finance and give the weapons to someone else, right? For them to fight the war, you don't want to fight it directly, so you strengthen another army against your enemy. All right, so that's what America did in the Russian-Afghanistan war. All right, the Russian-Afghan war, you can read about that. that was the CIA. That's what Al Qaeda comes from. Al Qaeda means the base, or as in the computer database. That was the code name for the database that the CIA used when they were fighting when they were financing the Afghan rebels against the Russians. How did the Afghan rebels defeat the Russians? All right, they did it by United States arming them and fighting what they call a war by proxy. All right, so this is what Russia is accusing the United States of doing with Ukraine. It says President Joe Biden has pledged $1.85 billion, all right, or $1.45 billion $1.85 billion in U.S. currency of military aid for Ukraine, including an advanced missile system to help guard against Russian attacks. In a defiant address to U.S. lawmakers, Mr. Zelensky welcomed the assistance. But Russia's U.S. ambassador said these provocative actions would lead to an escalation with severe consequences. Anatoly Antonov told Russian state media that Moscow was trying to appeal to common sense at all levels, but talk of delivering the Patriot missile system to Kiev was deeply disturbing. Zelensky's secret journey from Ukraine to U.S. They got the path on how Zelensky traveled over to the United States secretly. It said Patriot missiles are capable of Patriot missiles are capable, effective, and expensive. The White House says they will help defend Ukrainians against Russia's barbaric attacks on Ukraine's critical infrastructure. Now, y'all know me. You know, these wars, these little wag the dog wars, right? These little wag the dog wars. That's actually a movie. Watch that movie. It's called Wag the Dog. It shows you how they manipulate wars and different things, right? But these wag the dog wars, like I said, when Russia and Ukraine first broke out, I said, call me when the nukes and chariots start flying. Because I don't want to see a war on TikTok, a war on social. Oh, the other day they had some lady was walking down the street and boom, a bomb went off next to her at a building. No, that ain't no real war. When you have real warfare, the whole land is shut down. There's going to be bombers and destruction every damn where. But, you know, that time will come. The Most High will escalate and turn this thing up. It says Moscow has complained that no calls for peace were heard during President Zelensky's trip to Washington. That's not true. Because I heard when him and Biden was speaking, he did call for peace for America. He said, I want to see your families and your children at peace. All right. But he's defiant. He said, we're going to keep fighting and getting aid from the United States against Russia. You know, the United States already gave them $50 billion, and they said they pledging another $45 billion. All right. It says, you said no food, no water. It said that Russia bombed one of their energy plants and it cut out power and certain resources to Ukraine. I don't know. This is an internet war, if you ask me. This is a social media war. Call me when them nukes and chariots go off. Salakio. It says Moscow has complained that no calls for peace were heard during President Zelensky's trip to Washington, with spokesman Dmitry Peskov describing this as proof that the U.S. was fighting a proxy war with Russia. Mr. Peskov added that delivering Patriot missiles would not prevent Russia from achieving its goals during the special military operation. The talks in Washington have shown that neither Ukraine nor the United States is seeking peace. They are simply intent on continuing the fighting, said Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova. All right, so basically, the tensions are still mounting between the two nations. Let's go to Joel, the third chapter. Let's go to Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. So, you know, the Most High, even though a lot of these wars are structured and orchestrated, because when there's real warfare, you're going to know it. You know what I'm saying? But it is part of prophecy. It is part of right, is, yeah, right, Al-Kakam, is more systematic, if anything. I mean, it's more systemic, if anything, Salakia. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Now, whatever's going on in Ukraine, it is still talk of war and war energy in the air. All right? Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So basically, right, the brother Yamir said, yeah, Khan, they can give $45 billion to another country, but can't even fix the homeless problem in this so-called America. Yeah, they having a damn, all these talks and meetings. Every time you turn around, they got talks and meetings about the reparations. All right, $233,000 for each so-called African-American Negro Judite in California only, not even the whole country. What about the rest of the states? Oh, they said, oh, New York might be next. But $233,000 for every. Now, don't get me wrong. If the government want to give up, I'm a so-called African-American Judite. If they want to give up $233,000, I think they was trying to push it to $330,000. You damn right, I'll take it. And they can spend inflation all they want, but you want to give us some money, you damn right we'll take it. Because they're saying even if they give reparations, they're going to inflate the dollar so that money's not going to be as much, it's not going to be worth as much once they give us the reparations, because they're going to cause super inflation to take away the value of the dollar once they give the reparations to us. So we will have limited spending power still. But so what, damn it? If my dollar is only worth a penny, then still give it to me if you want to give it up. But the true reparations going to come at the return of Yahweh. We all know that. It said, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, meaning the valley of decision. So the war is ultimately going to be the third world's nuclear war and the war of Yahweh coming back to defeat the nations. So this internet war stuff, but it is still part of prophecy because war is still in the air. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5. All right, 1 Thessalonians 5. And let me see what I want. 1 Thessalonians 5. We can start at 1. I guess we can start at 1, yeah. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. And it reads thus and so. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. But of the times and seasons, Salakia, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So Russia is saying right here, y'all don't want peace. Y'all want war. All right, so this is all in the hands of the Most High. But what is the Most High doing? Let's go to Isaiah, okay? Because it's still going to be the plan of the Lord. All right, it's still going to be the plan of the Most High. And what he says stands. All right, you want peace for America, but it's too late. America has raped, robbed, murdered, and did too much destruction for you to have peace. Devils. All right, this is Isaiah 8 and 9. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 9. Associate yourselves, O ye people, and ye shall be broken in pieces, and give ear all of far countries. Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces. Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces. Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand, for Yahweh is with us. See that? Because these nations, what Esau is doing, $45 billion in military aid, and you having 1,000 meetings about whether you should give a Negro $233,000 for slavery. So the Lord said, what you think you're going to do is going to come to naught. You're going to do what I put in your mind to do. That's what the Most High is going to allow to happen in this society. All right, so it says, for the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. So what's coming to the nations, the Lord said, don't fear, they fear. What's coming to them is their destruction, but our deliverance. What's coming to them is their pain and judgment for what they have done to us and the entire world, and our deliverance and upliftment out of this captivity. All right, so let's get one more. Psalms 33 and 10. So what they got planned, if it's not of the Most High, now their plan can go along with the Most High, don't get me wrong. But if it's not of the Most High, it's going to come to naught. All right, Psalms 33 and 10. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. All right, so Zelensky, with your secret trip here, is not going to stop the wrath of the Lord. It's not going to stop World War III. All right, it's not going to stop whatever the Most High has coming. But like I said, a lot of that is this is a damn social media news, news war by the news. All right, when the real war come, it's going to be nukes and chariots by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. So what else is going on in this news? They got this situation. All right, this situation just came out with Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried. All right, Sam Bankman-Fried from this FTX cryptocurrency scandal. Right now, this is important because I'm gonna go back to something here. With this whole thing, Salakia, bear with me. Yeah, okay, so right here, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, Fried or Freed, tomato, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna show the picture of him. All right, this guy right here, this guy looks like the devil too. All right, Sam Bankman-Fried. All right, Sam Bankman-Fried. All right, now, right here, and he got that sneaky, let me show that again. He got that sneaky, sinister look on his damn face. All right, look at that demonic look. Look at that demonic look. Right, I think that's when he being led, because he was extradited from the Bahamas. Right, it says FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried is escorted out of the magistrate's court on December 21st, 2022 in Nassau, Bahamas. Yeah, that's the Bohemian authorities escorting him out of the magistrate. Look at that demonic look on his face. All right, let's read a little bit of this article, and we're going to show how it coincides with something else. All right, it says FTX founder, this is on CNBC.com. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried to be released on $250 million bail will live with his parents. Published Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, 1:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CNBC.com. All right, right there. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm old school when I do my videos. I know y'all do all that fancy sharing the screen and everything on the laptops. I'm still old school, y'all. Salakia. All right, now, key points. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried, because he fried y'all for y'all crypto money, all right, will be released on $250 million bail, a federal judge ruled, while he awaits trial for 8 federal criminal charges related to alleged fraud at his collapsed crypto empire. Bankman-Fried was extradited from the Bahamas to Westchester County in New York on Wednesday night after days of chaotic court hearings. 2 of his top executives, Caroline Ellison and Gary Wayne, pleaded guilty Wednesday to various criminal charges related to fraud at FTX and are cooperating with the federal government, right? FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was released on $250 million bond while awaiting trial for fraud and other criminal charges, a New York federal judge ruled Thursday. All right? Now, this devil supposedly lost all the investors' money Where the hell you get $250 million from? Even though it was bond. When you read further in the article, it said his family had to put up the house for the collateral, whatever, because he ain't got no money, whatever. But his parents damn sure is holding. All right, it says Bankman-Fried probably hid the money with them. All right, it says Bankman-Fried stepped out of U.S. District Court in Manhattan, flanked by his parents, his legal team, and court security at 2:19 local time. The terms of his personal recognizance bond were agreed to by prosecutors and Bankman-Fried's lawyers. The 30-year-old will face his next hearing presided over by Judge Ronnie Abrams in New York City on January 3rd, where he'll enter into his plea and be arraigned. So what they letting this devil do, they let him enjoy his holiday season. Let me or you spend steal over $3 billion, or however much is, we're going to read it as we go down. Let us steal that kind of money. We'll be under the damn jail. Or we won't have $250 million bond to make. All right? But they letting this devil enjoy. He's probably a so-called Jew. Sound like a so-called Jew. They letting him enjoy his Hanukkah, his Christmas, and his damn New Year. Because you devils be embracing and you being partaking of all them different holidays anyway. Even if you Jewish. It says, you know what I noticed now? Not to go into a tangent, but yet still on topic. Especially in New York City, you see a lot of these so-called Jews now taking off their tassels and their yarmulkes, they damn beanies or whatever the case may be. Right? A lot of them, they don't even want to be seen. Right? They don't want to be seen as being so-called Jewish. The Most High is doing that to take the spirit off them. Now they running around, the girls are dressing in mini skirts and pants, and they just not. Like, I grew up in New York City seeing so-called white Jews years ago. The women always had the dresses on. The men always had the yarmulkes and they tassels. Now they tucking them in. I just did we was at camp at the Barclays Center a couple of weeks ago during a Kyrie Irving thing. We just put up the clip on H.O.I. Mustard Seed. I was dealing with the so-called Arab Jew, but he has his tassels tucked in his pocket. He had his tassels tucked in his boxers. All right? Yeah, the small hats. Yeah, they just, the Most High is taking the spirit off of them. All right, so this Bankman-Fried, all right, he's probably a so-called Jew. It says, a recognizance bond is a written commitment from the accused to appear in court when ordered. In return, Bankman-Fried's camp would not be required to meet the full collateral requirements on bail. The bond was secured by equity in his family's home and by the signatures of his parents and two other individuals with considerable assets. So basically somebody put up their assets, as a front for the $250 million bond. In addition to the $250 million package, which prosecutors call the largest ever pretrial bond, the former crypto billionaire would also be required to wear an electronic monitoring bracelet, submit to mental health counseling. Yeah, the nigga look bugged out. All right. Shalom, Jeremiah. And restrict himself travel between the Northern District of California and the Southern and Eastern Districts of New York. So this devil still get to move around. Judge Gabriel Gorenstein said Bankman-Fried would require strict supervision following his release to his parents' home in California. His parents both, let me see, I want to get to, okay, Khan, this is it. This is about it, it's coming. His parents, both Stanford law professors, were present in the courtroom. Bankman-Fried was flanked by two U.S. Marshals dressed in a blue suit and brown shoes. Bankman-Fried entered in ankle shackles as well, but traded them for his ankle monitor while in the courtroom. He only spoke when the judge asked him if Bankman-Fried understood the consequences of breaking the bail agreement. Yes, I do, he told the judge. The former FTX CEO, now keep that in mind, the former FTX CEO is also be barred from opening any new lines of credit of more than $1,000 while awaiting trial over what federal regulators have called a brazen fraud at his bankrupt crypto empire. Bankman-Fried was the heart of a fraud of epic proportions. Assistant U.S. Attorney Nicholas Roos told the court, but he voluntarily returned to the United States, has no history of flight, and has significantly reduced financial assets, Roos said. Bankman-Fried had previously claimed that he was down to a mere $100,000, a steep fall from grace for a man who was once at the head of a $32 billion crypto empire. All right? Y'all can read the rest of the article on your own. No, I got to read the rest of these other two paragraphs. Bankman-Fried stands accused of perpetrating a multi-billion-dollar fraud on his investors using customer funds to purchase properties, fund political donations, and backstop trades at his hedge fund, Alameda Research. Federal regulators allege over $8 billion in customer funds is missing. FTX filed for bankruptcy protection in Delaware on November 11th. Bankman-Fried's successor, CEO John Ray, said he never seen such a complete failure of corporate control. So, $8 billion in investors' money is gone. So now, when you check it out, right? If you check it out. All right, let me read, hold up. Let me read, you so-called white, especially you so-called Jews, man. You are the devil that the Bible speaks of, and you're a bunch of greedy ass thieves, man. All right? This is Obadiah 5. I'm going to just get right to the point. Y'all know verses 1 through 4 is speaking about Esau. It said, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? This is why Esau got to be cut off. Because look, he steals beyond stealing. It says, would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Because even in the law of the Most High, when you're gleaning the fields and you're taking out the fruit, the ripe fruit, you're supposed to take the best of the ripe fruit, but even the remains, you're supposed to leave for the poor and the stranger. Esau don't leave nothing to nobody. All right, $8 billion in customers' funds. So now, in this cryptocurrency debacle, it leads us to the recent death of this brother, this DJ dancer, whatever he was. This guy, Twitch Boss, from the Ellen DeGeneres show, all right? Which the Ellen DeGeneres show has been cursed, all right? It has been cursed ever since Anne H, all right? Anne H, which was the lesbian lover of Ellen DeGeneres, she was about to come out with a tell-all about the Ellen DeGeneres show, about the sexual environment and the tension and the harassment. And all of a sudden, Anne H has a mysterious car accident and dies. And it just came out. Y'all can go to Ringo TV on YouTube. Brother by the name of Ringo just did a real good video on what he deemed was the sacrifice of Anne H by Ellen DeGeneres. Right? Because Anne H was about to come out. They had a video of Anne H car running into the house in California. And then the firefighters, paramedics, bringing her out as if she's dead. They had her covered up in the white sheet and everything. She unzipped the white sheet and stood up out of the white sheet. And the firefighter paramedic pushed her back down and shoved her in the ambulance. Go to Ringo TV and look at the video. He just did the live about 2 days ago. And it says, was Anne H sacrificed by Ellen DeGeneres? All right, because Ellen DeGeneres, you know, the scandal with her show and everything. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this brother, Stephen Twitch Boss, all right, that was his name, all right? Stephen Twitch, let me look this up real quick. All right. Now, this so-called Stephen Twitch boss, all right, is alleged that the actor Columbus Short, the actor Columbus Short came out and said that Twitch was depressed because of losing all of his money in crypto. In what company? FTX. All right. We're going to get it right here. All right. Here it is. Here it is right here. I'm going to show y'all. It said, what did Columbus Short say about FTX Twitch money problems? Claim explained in wake of DJ's untimely death. All right, there's Columbus Short with Twitch right there. Now, why is this relevant? Because I'm going to read the article here, and I might even play some of this for y'all to hear. Now, check out what Columbus Short said. Everybody know the actor Columbus Short, Stomp the Yard, all right, other different movies. It said, American actor Columbus Short recently suggested that Stephen Twitch boss was having financial problems that led to his untimely death. On December 15th, the 40-year-old personality took to his Instagram handle to post a new, now deleted video where he pitched a theory that boss invested heavily into something that took away his entire life savings. Check that out. Now, what was that allegedly Twitch invested in? It was FTX cryptocurrency. All right. So now, let me see if I can play the video a little bit, and y'all can hear what Columbus Short have to say. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm old school, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm old school with these videos, Salakia. Because we're not, as a people, we're not prone to suicide, you know? Wait. Hold on, I'm gonna play it. Let me start it from the beginning. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
We lost Twitch. I want to talk about reasons. But let's get down to the brass tacks of it. A lot of people lost a lot of money recently. Fuck FTX. And that's the only time I'm going to use that word. For that man and everybody that was involved in that. Steph Curry wasn't involved in that. Twitch wasn't involved in that. Every celebrity, they were just doing what they thought was going to be working. And it didn't work. This guy robbed everybody. So, he's getting his work. But look at.
Okay, so now that's what Columbus Short had to say about FTX and the death of Twitch. All right, now, what does the scripture say? First and foremost, you're not supposed to kill yourself. And I don't know if this is true. This is just what information that's coming out. But Twitch is found dead December 13th. Just the other day, this Bankman-Fried is brought up on charges of FTX failing. All right, Columbus Short is saying, well, the brother Twitch was depressed because of losing all his money in FTX. Now, is that true? I don't know. This is just a theory. Because normally we as a people don't kill ourselves over money. Even though statistics claim that suicide is up by 30% among so-called African Americans. All right, they claim that suicide is up amongst us. But this is what the Most High said. All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon 1, Salakia. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12, and it reads, seek not death in the era of your life, and pour not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. Now, that's twofold. That means, let's link that up with Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7. All right. And 16. Ecclesiastes 7 and 16. It says, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? So that scripture in Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12, that could be twofold. That means seek not death in the era of your life, and don't pull upon destruction with the work of your own hands. Meaning, don't be over wicked where the Lord have to kill you before your time. And also, literally, don't seek to take your own life. Don't let that demon of depression over money, riches, material things. I'm not saying this is the case with Twitch boss, this brother Twitch from the Ellen DeGeneres show, right? Word is coming out that Twitch could have also been a sacrifice by Ellen DeGeneres. She sacrificed and Twitch boss. All right, Stephen Twitch boss. But this theory of him being depressed because he lost all of his money is coming out from Columbus Short. Now, I first saw this story on Willie D. Y'all know Willie D from the Ghetto Boys on his podcast, YouTube show, whatever you want to call it. He brought this out. He broke this story. And Willie D made a good point. See, a lot of y'all, I can believe, I'm not really going to argue with the statistics, even though we're not prone to suicide. So-called African Americans, that's not really our spirit. But in these latter days, we have become so in love with this society and money and material things. And where a lot of us want to be like the so-called white man and the other nations, that spirit can easily jump on us as a people also. So I don't know. I could believe that. I could not believe it. You know, I'm not the suicide expert. I'm not counting the statistics and the numbers, but that's what's being brought out due to our people wanting to live so much in this system. But on the other hand, we lose all our money and be like, what the hell? Brother Stephen Twitch boss, he could have been like, look, man, I ain't, I'll just make it back. I start dancing and DJing and cooning. I'll get another white woman show to be on, and I'll dance and DJ on there. I'll get this money back. He could have started doing private shows, whatever. I don't know if the brother committed suicide or he was sacrificed by Ellen DeGeneres, whatever the case may be. The Most High, for whatever reason, the Most High did put him to death. All right, and I believe he was married to an Edomite. The Most High could have killed him for that. I believe that woman, she looks, I don't know, she don't really look like she could be Hispanic. Her name looks like an Edomite name. The one his wife, he was dancing all in the videos with. I believe she's an Edomite. Most High probably killed him for that because Deuteronomy 7 and 3 said we're not supposed to make marriages with the other nations. That's in the law. All right? Especially having babies and, you can see sometimes Jake just be using them and taking advantage of it, even though you shouldn't do that. Right, but marrying and having families with them is too many Black, Latino, and Native American women that need husbands in the household for us to be giving our energy, our loins, our spirit, our seed to these women of the other nations. All right, but anyway, the Most High could have killed him for that. I believe that was an Edomite woman. He was with Stephen Twitch boss. But anyway, the Lord says, seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For Yahweh made not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. Meaning what? The Most High, he allowed death to come in the earth through Satan, through man's sin and wickedness. But he didn't make us to just die. He made us to live on the earth, keep his commandments, and then he say the day that we die. All right? It says, for he created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were helpful. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth, because the Lord put us on the earth to live. If it's time for you to not be on the earth no more, he determines that. All right? But ungodly men with their works, Salakia, for righteousness is immortal. But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have to their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it. Meaning death is for the ungodly. But for the righteous, it's immortality. And you're not supposed to be sitting there letting no demon tell you to kill yourself. If that's the case, if there's any truth to what Columbus Short said, but it could be something to this, because right as Stephen Twitch Boss so-called commits suicide, this whole FTX scandal comes out. Even though it was coming out back then, but now it came to us. So this guy stole $8 billion from the investors. There was a white woman that invested, and that's another thing. Even you so-called Negroes. All right, let's read Proverbs. A lot of y'all chasing money, chasing this, chasing that. A lot of y'all, invest in crypto, invest in crypto. Now, I'm not a crypto expert. All right. But I know at one time, me and some brothers, we invested out, but I won't get too specific, but we put up some significant money to invest in crypto. And that damn thing went belly up within 2 months. Now, we pulled out before we lost all of our money. I think we only lost like a couple of hundred. We pulled out and got most of our money back. All praises to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. My point being, a lot of y'all in Israel, even in the truth, y'all chase after money and riches, and you want to run with the next money-making idea. That's all good. But only invest. Willie D said this about the whole cryptocurrency thing with Twitch, with FTX, whatever, with this story with Columbus Short. Only invest what you can afford to lose. This so-called white woman, a lot of you so-called white people are dumb as hell too. Esau, for all the smartness and rule of the earth, you are dumbass people too. She invested her whole life savings, $1.2 million. And that devil, Bankman fried her for her damn money. And she went over there crying. I think she flew to the Bahamas or to New York, wherever, to confront him when the authorities brought him out. I think it was to the Bahamas. So she could look him in the eye and say, you stole my money. And more likely than not, them people not getting that money back. So let's say if this is true, you got to be careful as a so-called black celebrity. If this is true, I'm not saying. Maybe the brother was depressed and committed suicide. Maybe he wasn't. I don't see him dancing in a video with his white woman and then killing himself. But either way, let's say secretly he was depressed because maybe he lost all of his life savings in this FTX crypto scandal. But Willie D made a good point. He said only invest what you can afford to lose. An investment is simply that. An investment can go up or down. It's like the stock market. It's like a new business. You don't know. That's why, people quit their jobs. I'm going on faith. I'm going to stop. No. I tell people all the time, if you don't have a business or something set up where you're making the same as your job already or more, stay your ass on your job. Well, you're still making money. Or stay with whatever business you're doing. Only invest or put out there what you can afford to lose. Or, okay, I got an extra $300. I'm going to try to put this into this business. I'm investing this. This way, if it fails, you're not asked out all your money. But people are so greedy in this society that they I'm going to make a major profit. They put all their life savings up and then lose everything. Could that have been the case with this brother Twitch? I don't know. All right, Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in a day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So you got to be careful, man. Chasing these riches, always, you got to know how to be content, whether you have little or much. Let's get that in Philippians. Let's get the classic. All right, well, Paul said that. Let's go to Philippians. You got to know, man. So if this brother was depressed about losing his life savings in FTX cryptocurrency, I don't know. That could be the case. That could not be the case. I don't know. Shalom, Yeshaya. All right, that could be the case. But the bottom line is, a lot of y'all, you want to invest. I put this money, that money. I lost this amount of money. I lost $7,000. I lost this. I lost that. You gotta know what you putting your money in. And then you gotta know when you giving your money to a total stranger. And then don't give such a big joke. Give what you can afford to lose. All right, let's go to Philippians 4:11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to abase and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through H.O.I, which strengtheneth me. So money should never be your God. Money should never be your main purpose on it. Balance it out. It's okay to have a hustle, multiple streams of income. You know, I want to make sure me and my family is good. I want to make a decent amount of money so I can help myself and my family. I can help the nation. That's another thing. A lot of y'all chasing money, money, money. You don't even help out the nation like that. How much do you do for this truth? You heap a lot of that money up to yourself to do your little material carnal things. But how much love and do you share with the nation? When you're blessed, you're supposed to do good to yourself and give the Lord his portion. I tell you that in Sirach. So back to this brother with this whole Sam Bankman-Fried, Stephen Twitch boss situation with this FTX thing. There's one theory coming out, and Columbus Short said it, that this brother might have took his life because of financial issues investing in this FTX. If he didn't, he might have been a sacrifice by Ellen DeGeneres. But either way, all right. Let me see. Let's go to Sirach. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. Let me see what I want. Let me see what I want. Let me see what I want. Sirach 30. Let's get another classic. All right. Sirach 30. And let's start at 22. Sirach 30 and 22. Start at 21. We're going to start at 21. Sirach 30 and 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. So the Most High basically is saying, don't give yourself over to depression. Now, like I said, I'm not saying this brother Stephen Twitch boss that he killed himself because he lost all his money in the FTX scandal. It does seem suspicious with the timing of all this coming out and the brother killing himself. We don't know. Or maybe he was not. Maybe he was suicided, you know. Maybe more information will come out, you know. But either way, overall for Israel, since they claim suicide is up amongst so-called African Americans and our people in general, you're not supposed to give yourself over to depression. That's why you got to get into these scriptures and the love of the Most High Yahweh to balance out when you feel bad in his kingdom. It says, love thine old soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there's no profit therein. All right, so sorrow, depression, all that have killed many. You lose money, just try to make it back. Pray to the Most High, get out there, be motivated, try to get another job, another business, whatever. If you're keeping these commandments and doing the right thing, especially for Israel, you should not be thinking about killing yourself over no damn depression. You know, when we lost that little bit of money in the crypto investments, hey, a couple of $100, it ain't gonna make. We didn't lose the lion's share, but we got the money back, and brothers were able to be refunded. And you only, like Willie D said, only invest what you can afford to lose. But a lot of y'all, or a lot of these people that don't have the spirit of the Most High Yahweh, what do? You invest all this money with this white boy and then lose it, and then what can happen? You can end up in a depressed state financially or whatever. I don't know. You know, maybe the brother was depressed about other things or whatever and just took his life. Maybe he didn't. All right. But this whole mysterious thing around people dying from the Ellen DeGeneres show, that got to be looked at also. Or sacrificed it from the Ellen DeGeneres show, that got to be looked at also. So what else is going on in the news? I'm just touching on some things real basic. Another rapper has died. Now, I don't know if he was killed. There's early reports coming out. This rapper here, right here, from Memphis. All right. This rapper, Big Scar. All right. Never heard of this dude a day of my life. All right. Memphis rapper Big Scar dies according to post by Gucci Mane. All right. There you go right there. Big Scar. Another rapper dead. Oh, this is from Fox 13 News. Like I said, I never heard of this dude a day of my life. But another rapper dead, y'all. And obviously, he was somebody kind of known because he was dealing with Gucci Mane. I heard of Gucci Mane before. All right. So, y'all got to be mindful of the time that we're living in. It says, Memphis, Tennessee, December 22nd, 2022 at 8:49 p.m. Central Standard Time. Big Scar, a Memphis rapper. This is Fox13News.com. Memphis, Tennessee. Big Scar, a Memphis rapper signed to rapper Gucci Mane's record label, has died Thursday. His death was confirmed by Gucci Mane in an Instagram post. This hurts, Gucci Mane posted. I'ma miss you. Gucci Mane probably sacrificed him. The cause of Scar's death is unknown. Scar, whose real name was Alexander Woods, was 22. What are you dying at 22? But see, what did we read earlier about riches? Look what he's sitting up. He's sitting in Vegas. I think he's at the Bellagio in Vegas with what? A stack of money. You see all the stacks of money on he's holding? You see that? This is where their mind is at, man. They worship money. It said, according to one of Scar's last Instagram posts, he was set to go on tour with Key Glock, also a rapper from I think I heard of Key Glock before, as part of his Glaucoma Tour 2023. Scar's death follows the killings of two other Memphis rappers. Related, Memphis rapper Snooty Wild's family frustrated about lengthy death investigation. Young Dolph looked back at the murder that rocked Memphis. Young Dolph was killed November 17, 2021 at Makiba's homemade butter cookies in Memphis, and Snooty Wild was shot. Snooty Wild was shot to death February 25th in Houston. Fox 13 reached out to authorities to learn more about Scar's death. This story will be updated when we learn more. All right, so they're not saying much about Scar's death right now. They're not saying about him being shot or killed or nothing like that. But you know, once again, let me show it. Look at what our people are. He's there holding the stacks of money. I think he's at the Bellagio in Vegas. That yeah, that's the hotel where they got the waterfalls at in Vegas. See, so our people, their mind is jacked up, man, and the Most High is killing these rappers, man. All right, let's get it. All right, this is Amos 5. Let's get another classic. All right, this is Amos 5. All right, and let me see what I want. Amos 5:23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. All right, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Most High is not with this Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve season. That's why he's bringing a mighty storm, and he's bringing death and destruction all over. So your rapper's going to keep dying. You know what I'm saying? Even Charleston White told you that. Y'all might not like Charleston White. Y'all might not like the way you bring it out. But the Most High is trying to show a sign to you rappers. It's just like in the 80s with the crack epidemic. In the mid to late 80s, dudes start dying left and right. Because the Lord was trying to show you, I don't want you selling drugs to your own people in your community and destroying your own neighborhoods. So dudes, all that money they was making, but dudes was being carried away in body bags. From 80s, I remember from 86, 87 on, I was constantly going to funerals and wakes in the hood with mad dudes I know getting killed in the drug game. Why? Because the Lord was showing them you're not supposed to be doing this. I don't care how much money you're making. Isn't Scar holding up a big stack of money in front of the hotel in Vegas? But the Lord is letting the rappers know the same thing. I don't want you doing this because it's destroying the lyrics puts out a negative vibration to your people. All right, so the Lord's saying, look, I don't want you doing this. So he's making an example. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 8. All right, Jeremiah the 8th chapter. And it's not by happenstance. It's not by happenstance that these rappers are getting killed. You know what I'm saying? It's not by happenstance. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 8. And let me see what I want. This is Jeremiah 8:3. It says, and death shall be chosen rather than life, by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts. Isn't America one of the places that the Lord driven us? He tells you in Deuteronomy 28 and 29 that he would scatter us into the four corners of the earth, and Deuteronomy 32 also. So the Lord said death will be chosen rather than life. This hip-hop rap culture is death. Didn't take off, just get taken off the earth. From the Migos, which was probably another sacrifice. Who's to say Big Scar wasn't a sacrifice for a Gucci Man? Twitch wasn't a sacrifice for Ellen DeGeneres? So the Most High keep killing these rappers. Now, they're not saying how Scar died. I think if he would have got shot, they would have mentioned it. But at 22 years old, what kind of natural disaster he died from? Unless he died from a drug overdose or fentanyl, or Gucci Man sacrificed him, Gucci Mane. So these guys, man, the Most High's killing these rappers. Pop Smoke, all these dudes, man. Left and right, Young Dolph, all these rappers recently in California, PNB Rock. PNB Rock talking about I like girls that like girls, promoting lesbianism. So the Most High's not with this, man. He said death shall be chosen rather than life. This hip-hop culture is choosing death nowadays. And they don't see it. Every time a rapper get killed, there's 10 other dudes trying to pop up and be the next rapper. You rappers need to see what the Lord is saying to you, right? He's bringing exactly what these scriptures say. Let's go to 2 Ezra 16 and 18. Yet another classic. 2 Ezra 16 and 18. And it reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See that? So the Lord said this is the beginning of famine and great death. It's great death amongst the rappers. They dropping like flies. And the Lord said this is just the beginning. You keep promoting them negative lyrics, pants hanging off your behind, money, hoes, kill this, kill that. Even Kanye said that. The Jews are getting rich off of serial killing rap music. He said rap music is serial killing music now. Drill music. You got New York drill now, Chicago drill. And the Most High is bringing death amongst that culture. Death, the beginning of famine and great death, is great death amongst the rap world now. We never see rappers dying like this coming up in our day. You had a little Scott LaRock, you had a couple other, who else? But that was it. Maybe a rapper here and there. Jam Master Jay years later. Right, but even in that, it's just a death culture amongst the rappers in hip-hop now. This guy, Big Scott, never heard this dude, never heard a song from him, nothing. I just seen it on the news today. But we're in that time where the Most High is bringing death and destruction amongst our people. Let's get that one too. Another classic. 2 Ezra 15 and 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. A lot of times, what are you doing? You sinning against the Lord. You promoting adultery. Young Dolph, a lot of people were so upset about Young Dolph because they said he did for the community in Memphis. But Young Dolph had a song about sleeping with Yo Gotti's baby mother and bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? And the word is that Yo Gotti and his crew, I forgot what they call them, DMG, I don't know, BMF, I don't know, whatever. But Yo Gotti's crew is the ones that had Young Dolph hit. Them youngins was paid off. I don't know. That's some street Memphis politics, whatever. But the word is that Young Dolph made a subliminal song talking about getting at Yo Gotti's baby mama. They both from Memphis, whatever. But whatever the case may be. Like Mano said, we supposed to be using the rap to get out of the streets, but now we bringing the streets to the rap. This was a way for us to get out of the hood. But see, the Lord is sending. He's telling you something by the death of these rappers. So this dude, Big Scar, the latest one to bite the dust. All right? After Takeoff and whoever else in between. Some of these other kind of unknown rappers that I never really heard of. All right? So that's just some of the stuff that's going on in the media. They got this one last thing, this triple demic. All right, which is, I believe, is another fear tactic. It ain't nothing but another fear tactic by the news media, you know what I'm saying? The triple demic. Right here, this is CNBC.com 14 hours ago. You really should mask up again, says infectious disease expert. The triple demic is hitting too fast and too furious. I published on December 22nd, 2022, 12:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Renee H.O.I, all right, on CNBC.com. All right, you really should mask up again. All right, another fear tactic. That's all this is. More fear tactics, sensationalism. Let me read a little bit of this. We don't have to go too much into this. Most Americans aren't wearing face masks anymore, and their timing isn't great, says a leading infectious disease expert. Just 26% of Americans reported in October that they're wearing masks outside of their homes. That's a decrease of about 20 to 50% from 2022 and 2021, according to data collected by the COVID Stage Project. Yeah, because you can't breathe in them damn masks. It's cutting off your damn circulation. All right. Shalom. Natisha Anya Yasha'ala. Shalom. Arthur S. L. Lightsil, you trying to join? You trying to join in? I don't know. Send another message or what's going on, what you trying to do. At the same time, COVID-19, the flu, and respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, are all spreading at alarming rates, overwhelming hospitals nationwide. COVID alone currently accounts for 386 deaths per day, according to, here we go again, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The flu and RSV likely add to that figure, though the agency doesn't report the number of deaths per day for those viruses. Here we go again with these scare tactics, because I don't see it. I don't see it. I haven't really wore a damn mask since 2022, and I ain't really been sick, besides the regular winter colds or when the weather changes that I get. All right, now I'm just one person, but this is a lot of hype. But could this turn into something? Could the Most High turn this into something? Yes, he can. All right, let's go to Matthew 24. Yet another classic. Matthew 24. And we're going to get ready to wind it down. Get a few more. We're going to get ready to wind it down. Matthew 24. And we're going to start at 7. We're going to start at 7 and get right to the point. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Now, in 2020, COVID was supposedly a pestilence. They claim a lot of people that they said was dying from COVID was not dying from COVID. It was other underlying medical issues that they were blaming on COVID. But we were in somewhat of a pandemic, whatever it was. Now they calling this they not even call this an epidemic or a pandemic. They calling it a triple-demic. Whatever the hell. Are they going to put all these diseases together and release them to the population? You never know. But Yahweh said there would be pestilences in the earth. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. But what? We don't fear. Because why? If you're keeping the commandments in Yahweh, you're not worried about these things. So once again, I don't know if this is a fear tactic or, the Most High could just be allowing people to get sick and killing them. But either way, this whole triple-demic, they don't went beyond, epidemic. Epidemic is like local. Pandemic is like worldwide, and triple-demic, I guess that's universe-wide. Right? Triple-demic now. But anyway, either way, these are some of the things that's going on in the earth. 'Tis the season of judgment and prophecy. Just a few current events and many more. There's tons of other stuff going on we could talk about. All right. And, you got the situation with, I think I might do a separate video to touch on that. The situation with Romeo and Master P. And that's getting pretty ugly, man. Father and son, they getting real messy on the internet. And that just shows the culture and the curse of hatred amongst us as a people. All right, but I'm going to get a few more and wind this down. Stay away from this Christmas holiday. All right, stay away from this Christmas holiday. This is not of the Most High. Like I said on so-called Thanksgiving, don't get tempted by the turkey. All right. And you Negroes now, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially y'all in this truth, don't get tricked by the tree. All right, so this is St. Mark 7. And let me see what I want. St. Mark. Let me get St. Mark. That's Matthew. Let me get the one in St. Mark. Let me get St. Mark 7 and 7. All right. St. Mark 7. Matter of fact, we're going to start at 6. Shalom, everybody that's coming on. St. Mark 7 and 6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of Yahweh, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups and many other such things you do. So Yahweh was telling the Pharisees, y'all deal with traditions of men. You bring that up to modern day time. He was talking about washing before you eat back then, but bring it up to modern day time. Traditions of men, Christmas and other pagan holidays. They are a conglomeration of different philosophies and ideologies and rituals and practices from all over the earth and history combined into one day that they say is the Messiah's birthday. And you got to celebrate. You got to shop till you drop, spend all your money. All the businesses go from the red into the black. They turn a massive profit, and you just sit back and be simple as hell. But the Lord said these are traditions of men. Don't follow it. So just like you don't get tempted by the turkey, don't get tricked by the tree. All right, celebrate Hanukkah. Tonight is the 6th night of Hanukkah. We got 2 more days. It closes out Sunday sundown according to H.O.I calendar. Some camps, they close out Monday sundown or Tuesday sundown. Or you can celebrate all the way into Esau's New Year. Keep the spirit of Hanukkah going. Just to go against a pagan season. All right, so this is the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. This is on page 108 under Christmas. It says Christmas, the anniversary of the birth of Christ and its observance, celebrated by most Protestants and by Roman Catholics on December 25th, by Eastern Orthodox churches on January 6th, and by the Armenian Church on January 19th. So would a real birthday of Yahweh Shai please stand up All right. The first mention of its observance on December 25th is in the time of Constantine about AD 325 at the Nicene Council. Because Constantine was a pagan. And what he wanted to do, he wants to mix pagan Babylonian practices with the scriptures. So Constantine was the one that incorporated Christmas into the Bible, or the birth of Nimrod. Because December 25th is really the birth of Nimrod, the ancient Babylonian king. All right, it's not Yahushua, but he wanted to merge the two together to mix paganism with the Bible. All right, so he can have more power in his kingdom, to appease the Christians and the pagans. The date of the birth of Christ is not known. But we know that it's, according to Luke, the 2nd chapter. Everybody can read Luke, the 2nd chapter. We don't have to get it. But Yahushua's birth took place around the Passover and the taxing season in Jerusalem, which historically those events take place in the springtime. Hence, we know Yahushua was born on or around the Passover. All right, around we want to say 4 BC. All right, because most scholars say he died 29 AD at the age of 33. So he was born in 4 BC. All right. It says, the word Christmas is formed of Christ plus Mass, meaning a mass of religious service in commemoration of the birth of Christ. A commemoration of the birth of Christ is harmonious, keeping with the events surrounding that birth. Luke chapter 2, verse 1 through 20, Matthew 1:18 to 2 and 12. Is a natural and normal expression of love and reverence for Yahushua. Yahushua said, if you love me, St. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's what Yahushua said. He didn't say put up a damn evergreen tree that represents Nimrod, a star on top of the tree that represents Mithra, all right, the Persian god of the sun. All right, the Lord didn't say nothing about that. He didn't say to get pocentias or whatever that flower is. What is that flower? All right, the pocentia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. All right, and put that all over the place. Right, where's that in the scriptures? All right, where did Yahushua say that? All right. Okay, there it is. Yeah, what does these have to do with Yahushua? All right, placentias. You see these plants everywhere this time of the year. I'm going to read about it a little bit too, okay? Right here. Poicentia, all right? It says Poicentia. Is a commercially important flowering plant species of the diverse spurge family Euphorbiaceae, indigenous to Mexico and Central America. The poicentia was first described by Europeans in 1834. It is particularly well known for its red and green foliage and is widely used in Christmas floral displays. It derives its common English name from Joel Roberts Poisson, the first United States minister to Mexico, who is credited with introducing the plant to U.S. in the 1820s. Poicentias are shrubs or small trees with heights that are, though often stated to be highly toxic, the poicentia is not dangerous to pets or children. Exposure to the plant, even consumption, most often results in no effect, though it can cause nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. I'm going to get, let me see, under number 7, in culture. All right, in culture. Okay, in culture. Now check this out. Aztec people used the plant to produce red dye as an antipyretic medication. In Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs, the plant is called Quetzalcoatlita, meaning flower that grows in residues or soil. Today is known in Mexico and Guatemala as Flor de Nochebuena, or simply Noche Buena, meaning Christmas Eve flower. In Spain, it is known as Flor de la Pascua or Pascua, meaning Easter flower. See, they associate these flowers with different ancient pagan Babylonian festivals. In Chile and Peru, the plant became known as the crown of Andes. The plant's association with Christmas began in the 16th century Mexico, where legend tells of a girl commonly called Pepita or Maria, who was too poor to provide a gift for the celebration of Jesus' birthday and was inspired by an angel to gather weeds from the roadside and place them in front of the church altar. This has nothing to do with the birth of H.O.I. All right, it says, crimson blossoms sprouted from the weeds and became placentas. From the 17th century, Franciscan friars in Mexico included the plants in their Christmas celebrations. The star-shaped leaf pattern is said to symbolize the Star of Bethlehem, and the red color represents the blood sacrifice of Yahushua crucifixion. Placentas are popular Christmas decorations in homes, churches, offices, and elsewhere across North America. As a result of an extensive marketing campaign by the Eck family that began by shipping free placentas to television stations for use on air. In the U.S., December 12th is National Placenta Day, marking an anniversary of Joel Roberts Placenta's death. But nothing to do with the Bible and the scriptures. All right? Man-made philosophy. So that's why you see these plants a lot of times during the Christmas season. And it goes back to this legend where this little girl in Mexico didn't have a gift for Yahushua for Christ's birthday, but yet and still, that's not written nowhere in the scriptures for you to bring Yahushua a placenta for his birthday. And we just read, I'm going to read this again. This is under Christmas in the Bible Dictionary, the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Under Christmas, it reads, the anniversary of the birth of Christ and its observance, celebrated by most Protestants and by Roman Catholics on December 25th, which is Nimrod's birthday, because the Roman Catholic Church goes back to ancient Babylon. All right? Which is Nimrod's birthday, December 25th, ancient Babylonian king. On Eastern Orthodox, January 6th, and by the Armenian Church on January 19th. We can stop right there. What is the real date of the birth of the Messiah? Even they telling you, right, Zondervan is telling you it's just a man-made philosophy built around man-made customs that really have nothing to do with the birth of the Messiah. So stay away from it, all right? Stay away. We just read in Amos 5 earlier that the Most High hate and despise the feast days of this society. All right, let's go to Job 4. All right, Job, let me see what I want. Is it 4 or 14 and 4? Salakia. All right, Job. What is the Most High letting us know, man? Stay away from these. Job 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. See that? So how could you bring anything righteous dealing with Yahushua out of December 25th, which is wicked Nimrod's birthday? With legends about a girl that didn't have a gift for Christ, so she found some placentas and brought them to the altar. Where's that in the scriptures? All right, where is it in the scriptures that you bring Yahushua some red flower placenta as a gift for his birthday? That's man-made philosophy, Mark 7 and 7. And right here in Job 14 and 4, who can bring a clean thing from an unclean? What righteous acts can we get out of so-called celebrating the birth of Christ on December 25th, which indeed has nothing to do with Yahushua? So stay away from these man-made philosophies. That was just a couple of quick notes on this whole Christmas season. All right, 'tis the season of judgment and prophecy, and that winter storm is coming. Whoa, boy, that winter storm is coming, and it's going to jack your holiday up. I can't wait till Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, see how much damage. Hell, probably into the new year. January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd to see how much damage the Lord did. And the damage going to go on. Because the news media ain't going to be able to bring everything out. It's going to be stuff probably going down the line for months of destruction that the Most High brought. All right, so while we in our feast time, new moon, 10th month, happy Hanukkah, 6th day, the Hanukkah season, while we celebrating our righteous feast day, the Most High is bringing judgment upon our enemies in their feast day. Ba Shema Mashiach Yahushua. All right, so we're going to get a couple of new moon scriptures, a scripture on Hanukkah or two, and close it out. All right, let's get Psalms 83. I think I want. Yeah. Psalms 83. Psalms 81, Salakia. Psalms 81, 3 and 4. Psalms 81, 3 and 4. And it reads, blow up the trumpet in the new moon, and a time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and the law of the power of Jacob. All right? Right. You just told your husband the same thing, all these holiday travel delays. Shalom Mataf. Shalom Mataf in the building. Sister Rayak. Yeah. Most High jacking up this holiday season, man, with that storm. All right, I went into that earlier. Y'all can go back and watch the live earlier. So we blowing up the trumpet in the new moon. We celebrating the new moon tonight, 10th month. And also the 6th day of Hanukkah. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. All right, let's go from there to Leviticus 23. Let's get the law. Always got to get the law up in there. Leviticus 23 and let me see what I want. 23. And the Lord spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, ye shall have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation, which is the new moon. The 1st day of any month is the new moon on the Hebrew calendar. Ye shall do no servile work, meaning work for hire, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. So in the law, it tells us to celebrate and keep our new moons every month at the beginning of the month. The new moon, which is the dark moon, the way we understand it at H.O.I. So we are to celebrate it every year. And every year during the Hanukkah, you're going to get a new moon. Keep that in mind, Israel. Every year during the Hanukkah, during the 8 days of the Hanukkah, you're going to get a new moon. Is guaranteed, because the Feast of Dedication on Hanukkah falls on the 25th day of the 9th month. And the 30th day of the month is when a new moon comes in. And then you got, the rest of the days, the 2-3 days of Hanukkah, to make up the 8 days. So you're always going to get a new moon in the middle of Feast of Dedication Hanukkah. All right? So let's go from there to Isaiah 66 and 23. Let's get just quick to the point. Isaiah 66 and 23. And it reads thus and so. Isaiah 66, 23. And it says, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So we should be excited and love to come together for our new moons and our feast days. And as we get closer to this kingdom shutting down, you ain't going to really have no job, nothing to go to in this system. This system going to collapse. So you ain't going to have no choice but to stay home or stay wherever you at, wherever we gathered, and do the feast day. And in the kingdom, everything shuts down on the Most High feast day, and we're going to keep them all as a nation and make the heathens acknowledge them in the kingdom of heaven. All right, this is 1 Maccabees 10 and 33. Since we're in the midst of Hanukkah or Hanukkah, let's get one of the Maccabees. 1 Maccabees 10 and 33. Moreover, I freely set at liberty every one of the Jews that would carry captives out of the land of Judea into any part of my kingdom. This is King Demetrius speaking about allocating certain freedoms to Israel to keep the feast days. All right? Salakia. All right? Still a little under the weather, y'all. Into any part of my kingdom, and I will that all my officers remit the tributes even of their cattle. Furthermore, I will that all the feasts and Sabbaths and new moons and solemn days and 3 days before the feast and the 3 days after the feast shall be all days of immunity and freedom for all the Jews in my realm. So what was happening was King Demetrius, there was war amongst the Edomites. And King Demetrius was trying to use Israel to get them on his side. So he said, one of the things I got to do is give Israel freedom on a feast days and a new moons. So it's going to show you how important the heathens knew, especially during the time of the Maccabees, because that's what we was fighting for. That's what this whole Feast of Dedication Hanukkah is about. It's about us taking back the temple so we can serve the Most High. We can do the sacrifices, we can keep the feast days and everything in order. So the heathen kings, the Edomite heathen kings, knew how important the new moons and feast days were to Israel, even during the time of the Maccabees. So that's why we celebrate this whole season by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. All right, Colossians 2:16. Shalakia, y'all. Colossians 2:16. And it reads, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink, or in respect of a holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Yahushua. See that? So we rehearsing the righteous acts. We keeping these feast days to the best of our ability in the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, and we are rehearsing the righteous acts. So no man can judge us as long as we're making a sincere effort. All right, go from there to Luke 21:25. Y'all know we always get the classics on the new moons and feast days. Luke 21:25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. That's what's going on now. There are signs in the sun, moon, and star, distress of nations with perplexity, confusion. This dude, Sam Bankman-Fried, stole all this money, $8.2 billion from his investors. People's hearts fell in for, what am I doing at them? Some, especially you simple-ass Edomites, and probably some of our people, gave up your whole life investment. Now you in fear. Where am I going to get my money from? Because they're saying a lot of that money is probably not going to be retrieved. All right, it says, men's hearts fell in them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Just like Madoff. Right? Remember Madoff? He had his Ponzi scheme, stole all that money from people. Now this same dude, Sam Bankman, look at the name he got. Bankman-Fried. Bankman-Fried. All right? Fried, tomato. Esau the Bankman ran away with your money. The Bankman freed you of your money or fried you of your money. Right? Damn devil, man. Right? So now your life savings got taken away from you. Right? It's sad. The ones of our people that invested, they claiming this Stephen Twitch boss, he might have committed suicide because of depression over losing the money. Who knows? All right, it says, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Meaning Yahushua will be on his way soon thereafter, after we see all these things happening on the earth. All right, let's get one scripture for the Hanukkah, 6th day, and we'll close out with that. All right. So second Maccabees, Salakia. Second Maccabees, that's a second. A little tongue-tied, Salakia, y'all. Second Maccabees 1, and we're going to read 8 and 9, and then 18. Second Maccabees 1 and 1. The brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem and in the land of Judea, wish unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace. All right. Verse 9. I'm gonna just jump to 9. And now see that ye keep the Feast of Tabernacles in the month Caslu, meaning in the 9th month because you missed it in the 7th month. Verse 18, whereas we are now purposed to keep the purification of the temple upon the 25th day of the month Caslu, we thought it necessary to certify you thereof, that ye also might keep it as the Feast of Tabernacles, and of the fire which was given us when Nehemiah offered sacrifice after that he had builded the temple and the altar. Meaning what? They patterned the Feast of Tabernacles after the Feast of Dedication after the Feast of Tabernacles, with the 1st and the 8th day being the high holy days and the 8-day celebration of it. So that's a lot of the ordinances of the Feast of Dedication was taken from the Feast of Tabernacles by the Levites, which were the Maccabees family at that time. The whole 8-day dedication of the temple. They even took the trees and the boughs at one time. All right, so the Feast of Dedication, or the Hanukkah is patterned after the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, all praises to Yahweh, B'Shem Mashiach Yahushai. And they kept it during that time. They encouraged the brothers in Egypt to keep it because they were suffering and they couldn't properly keep, the Feast of Tabernacles. So they told them to keep both in the 7th month back to back. All right, and we'll get some more into that history during the closing of the Hanukkah service. But that's it for now. It's getting late on both coasts, Israel. So if y'all learn one thing tonight, I've done my job in encouraging you to stay in the spirit. Ashar Kadash Sharak, happy new moon, 10th month. Ashar Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah, 6th day. All right, at even tonight. Everybody stay in the spirit, enjoy this season, and watch the Most High bring the judgment on this earth. 'Tis the season of judgment and prophecy in the earth. Zephaniah 3 and 5. Every day do the Most High bring his judgment. He brings his judgment to light every day, every morning. All right, so we in that time. So once again, Ashar Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah, 6th day. Ashar Kadash Sharak, happy new moon, 10th month. All praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Much love to all you brothers and sisters in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Y'all know me as the elder. I do this out of love and respect for my nation to get this work done. All praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai forever and ever. Amen. B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Look at what's going on earth. See how it lines up with prophecy. Repent, keep the commandments. Let's get closer to each other and to the Most High Yahweh Shai. Watch this kingdom be destroyed and serve our power with fear and love and endurance. B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Happy Hanukkah, Ashar Hanukkah 2022 to all the nation of Israel in sincerity and truth. Kwame Ashala, we still got next. Hallelujah. Bring it out. H.O.I to the chariots fly. H.O.I pull-up boys. All the camps in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai forever and ever. Amen. Pre-Sabak. H.O.I to them chariots fly. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai forever and ever. Amen. Ashar Hanukkah. Ashar Kadash Sharak. Happy new moon, 10th month. Happy Hanukkah, 6th day. All praises to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai forever and ever. Amen. Shalom. Kon. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.